So my experience at DCA was amazing because I was able to be myself. I was able to participate in class, and I was able to accomplish more.
My experience in DCA is good because I'm doing all my work.
My experience at DCA was like the school year. It was actually pretty great. To me, it was actually perfect because I actually liked it because the teachers actually know how you are, plus they actually learn you plus how you want to be in your school. So they're not that hard on you, but they are hard enough so you're at your grade level.
My experience in DCA was good because I got to have half days sometimes, and I learned new stuff at DCA.
So my experience in DCA was good because it taught me responsibility.
My experience in DCA was rewarding, it was purposeful, it was hard, it was tiring, but it was everything I hoped it would be.
What was my experience in DCA like this school year? My experience was transformative, amazing, and humbling.
One thing that was hard for me this school year is my assignments, and also turning them in on time so I could get a good grade.
One thing that was hard for me this school year was earning stickers, and my stickers are, I get one sticker from doing good behavior.
What was hard for me this year? To be honest, it wasn't that hard because it was actually a tiny bit easy. But the thing that was hard for me was actually adjusting to DCA when I first came here.
One thing that was hard for me this year was some of my work because it was kind of hard and I forgot some stuff.
So one thing that was hard for me in the school year was coming from a school that had a lot of kids and now being in a school that does not have that much kids.
One thing that was hard for me this year was knowing how to balance, wearing two hats at the same time, knowing how to literally split my body in half by knowing how to be in two different places at the same time and knowing when to turn on and off my different roles.
One thing that was hard for me this year, that's honestly a very tough question. I did not find anything hard this year. However, there were many challenges. Learning to ensure that our scholars did not feel any punitive reactions, but that every situation led to a learning opportunity and learning moment. That was challenging because sometimes, honestly, you really just wanted to punish the scholars. But learning that was not really advantageous was challenging, but we were very successful.
My favorite class was Ms. Remy's class, which is ELA, because she was able to explain to me more about my work and able to reach me to 100 on my assignments. So yeah.
My favorite class is recess because I can play on my computer.
My favorite class in DCA, I have to say math, because ever since I was in school, I always had this like love, just straight up love for math. I just don't know why, but I just love math so much.
My favorite class was PE and art because it was fun. We got to do a lot of fun things. And we used salt colors and paint for one of our projects in art. And in gym, we talked about lots of stuff I didn't know before.
My favorite class was art because I like using my imagination to create different things, and it's just like drawing, painting, and just everything in art.
My favorite class to observe was multiculturalism. I think the ideas that was presented in that class from Ms. Remy were so impactful. I really loved the book she wrote them. I thought that was an amazing book that really touched them and taught them the true meaning of being true to themselves. I also enjoyed watching in PE when Mr. Avery would like pretend to be like a captain. I thought that was really cute with the sound and then his voice. I really enjoyed that.
What was my favorite class this year and why? I have to say that all the classes were probably equally exciting, exhilarating, and challenging. I found Dr. Reed's musical class very, how should I say, rhythmic. And I found Miss Remy's multicultural class. Very inspiring. Can you say blooper? And I found Miss Nia and Miss E's classes very educational.
If I could change anything this school year, it would be the uniform, because I don't like wearing uniform. I think it's very boring.
I wouldn't change anything about the school year.
That's a hard one, because to be honest, I wouldn't change anything by how much students we have here. Because to be honest, I have lots of friends here, but I want more here. So yes, but to be honest, I would also want like a bigger school.
I would change work because it's kind of hard and kind of easy, but I don't really like work, so I want fun work instead of hard work.
One thing I would change in DCA is going outside DCA to observe more stuff that's happening outside.
If I could change anything this school year, I would change our building. I wouldn't change the amount of scholars we had because I think that's what made our school year so impactful and impressionable and personalized for our scholars, because they were able to receive that one-on-one love. So I wouldn't change that this year, but definitely next year, we are going to increase in scholars.
If I could change anything this school year, I would probably change our building, and I would probably change the number of scholars that we have, and I would probably change the amount of time that we have to do professional development and our PLCs. I would probably make those longer.
The three things I learned about myself this school year is to be more responsible and take charge of your actions, and also patience. Like, I have to rush my work just to get it in on time, make sure I get a good grade on it, but make sure it's correct before you turn it in. So you won't get it. So if I did turn it in, it would have been like a bad grade. So I took my time. So I pushed myself so I could get a good grade.
The 3 things I learned about myself this year is I'm good at making friends. I can accomplish anything I want. When I practice something, I get better.
What are 3 things that I learned about myself this year? Well, I learned that I actually like writing and reading a lot. I also learned that I actually have a love for drawing, and plus I'm actually pretty good at it. And plus I also learned that no problem is too big to solve.
3 things I learned about myself is like I'm more capable to do more things than I thought. Also, when I push myself more, I get more confident. And also, what I learned is that I can be like, sometimes I can be really like if I'm mad, all you have to do is just laugh. It would make me laugh, and I'm good. So.
3 things I learned about myself this year is that I am strong, I am willing to push this vision forward, and I'm capable of doing anything I put my mind to.
3 things that I've learned about myself. I've learned that I'm more amazing than I thought. I learned that I really did follow the spirit when I picked the lead teachers. And I've learned that I don't know nearly as much as I thought I did, because I've learned much more about myself than I thought I knew.
I feel amazing being a published author because I never knew I was going to be an author. So I don't even like reading. So I'm like, dang, like I'm really an author. So I feel happy about myself. Like I feel proud of myself that I really wrote a book about me, or like able to speak what I want to say in my book. I'm not letting nobody tell me what I can't put in my book and what's wrong in my book. So yeah.
How I feel knowing I am a published author is great.
Wow, how do I feel about being a published author? Ooh, I feel great because my dad was an author. He made, I think, 2 books and more, and it's just amazing because that just makes me one step closer to being my dad, and it's actually pretty good. It feels really good.
I feel great that I'm a published author because everybody's gonna see my book.
I feel good knowing I'm a published author because not that much kids get the opportunity to write a book at such a young age.
How do I feel about my scholars being published authors? I am ecstatic. I am blown away by their willingness to work, even when they got frustrated, their willingness to grab onto ownership because it is their book. They wrote it, we just assisted them. And the moment they opened their eyes and said, this is really my book, the class changed. And I am so proud of them. I am so honored to be their lead teacher, their assistant principal, to be there every step of the way. They have really made me proud this year.
Inspired, very inspired. I have 3 books out and 3 more on the burner, and I'd kind of hit a wall, but seeing my scholars publish, write, and go through the process of creating their books really inspired me. It lit a fire under me. And I want to just take a moment to thank the teachers who worked with the scholars. I want to thank Right Brain Books for providing such a platform. I really feel energized knowing that my scholars really want to publish more books. So I'm inspired. I'm really excited, and I'm grateful to God and to my scholars.
Advice that I would give the scholars is keep going. Know that you have teachers, administrators, and staff at DCA who loves you, who supports you, who wants nothing but the best for you. I would say believe in yourself because you are the only you. And the sky is not the limit. You can go beyond, you can go anywhere you desire.
What advice would I give to my scholars for next year? Take the tools that we've provided you. I believe we've provided you with a lot of tools. Take those tools and those skill sets and sharpen them a little over the summer in summer camp, and come back next year ready to implement those tools. We have really provided you with resources that work, and I would just encourage them to continue to use those tools over the summer, and you'll be ready for next year. Come back ready and excited, because next year is going to be so much more rewarding than even this year is. And I have that on good authority. Miss E promised me.
This school year was difficult for many of us personally and professionally, but I believe when we joined forces and we were the support network we were supposed to be and directed and mandated by from our Dr. B, we soared. We're going into year 2, and the time is not letting up, and neither is the workload. We can do this.
I think the first advice I would give to the teachers is to continue to listen to the chancellor. You always do well when you listen to those who are ahead of you. So I think that's the first advice I would give. And then I would also advise them to remember that this is DCA, Destiny Calling Academy, preparing hearts, minds, and lives for a great destiny. And that is really our calling. That's our mandate. And to always remember why we do this. We do this because God gave us this calling to prepare these hearts and these minds and these lives for a great destiny. So I would just encourage them to just stay true to their calling and stay true to who they are. You know, it's always a tricky situation to try and advise parents, but I would really try to remind the parents that they are really the best resource for their children, and to, as best as possible, learn the things that your children need to know, and stay active in the school community, even if it's not DCA, but of course it should be DCA. But stay active in the school community, communicate with the teachers, and know that especially in DCA, these teachers are available to you. Many of you will have their phone numbers, but they are available, and never feel like you are that parent that's annoying. We want the questions, we want your interaction, but we want your questions to be about your child's academic and social development here, and that's what we're here for. So I would just advise you to just make sure your children always feels your love and your involvement in their lives.